I say good morning, everybody. I'm just happy to be here with you. And when we had said the reflection was going to be about homelessness, that excited me because my topic for today is homelessness, not hopelessness. And I graduated from Loyola Marymount University, whereupon we had to study different faiths and different religions, beliefs of all people in order to graduate. And this is where I was inspired. I was heartened to keep on studying religious science. And after I left LMU, uh, this was for me just an additional way of knowledge and self improvement. I had not planned to go further to a university, but to study only, and I just kept on studying just for my own self esteem. Just no designated title, but just to become a better person. And as I kept on studying religious science, I was a practitioner and still am for over 34 years. So I worked full time on the telephone, and I found the term homeless was in all nationalities, all colors, which reinvigorated me to just keep on studying. And I basically am studied, and I'm a metaphysical ministry. And this is where I received a master's in peace and a doctorate in religious science and a doctorate in studying basically um, families and youth and the spirituality of children and youth and counseling. I basically have not been a pulpit minister, but a minister that goes around and speaks to people. And, I just love people. I became a listener, and I continue to do this and to give others a word of encouragement rather than telling them why and how this is how I'm trained in prayer. But in my work, I have found individuals who have been affluent, incarcerated, veterans, you name them, so-called what you call homeless in all areas, who live in their cars, on streets, parks, but I found them to be motivated differently. And at Emmanuel Church, where we meet, there were individuals that slept under certain doors and windows. And after the service, I would speak to them. And there was one gentleman especially, I would kind of wake him up and he said, "Oh, I'm ready for work." And he told me that he was saving money by sleeping there to bring his family to the United States. I remember what my mother said. She told me, she said, be careful of strangers, and about speaking to strangers. But I found out later it wasn't just the strangers. For example, I was with the choir in downtown LA on 6th Street. It was East 6th Street. And after we had a performance, our leader decided for us to parade in the streets. So as we were walking in the streets, a police car came by and said, "You don't have a permit, so get up on the sidewalk." Well, I did. And as I walked by, people in their home and their hubs, they just wanted a little encouragement. They said, "Well, where are you from?" And I would talk to each one, so I kept getting further back from the group. And this one gentleman that I was working with and just talking to him, inspiring, he said, "Hey, I got somebody in here I want you to talk to." So as I was getting further back, I went into, I peeked into a hub, and he said, "Listen, I want you to talk to this woman. This is my woman." And she was in the tent, and she was getting a little hit and stuff and everything, but she came out a little bit. And so I was able to just talk with her a little bit. And then all of a sudden, another police car came by and said, everybody get back in the street that was in there. And so as I went to get back in the street, I tripped over a tree trunk and I hit my head.
Oh
Well,
my
all
God.
those people that I speak to and other people, they came around me. And then another police car came by and he just looked at me and went on. Then another man came up to me and said, "Hey, don't move her. I used to be a paramedic, and that laceration on her forehead looks like it needed stitches. Someone called 911." And so I did. I ended up in Centinela Hospital. So I it was all of the people so-called homeless that were helping me, none of the group. And I have found that so-called homeless in all areas, all nationalities, that they just need really basically a word of insurance. They just need a word of encouragement and confidence to procure and to proceed and to make changes or choices in their life, to releasing fear of anything and going forward, that they can make that change, that they they release and they know they're worthy, and they release all blockages of fear and impasses, and that homelessness is not hopelessness. So I just wanted to just express that today for you, and that's it.